So were India right not to accept the handshakes at Old Trafford?
I think they were. I'd have kept batting, namely because England didn't want to keep bowling. I think one of the best reasons to do anything in sport is to kind of irritate and annoy your opponents.
Bumble?
There's no chance of a result. The result has gone. Surely it should be down to the umpires just to say we can't get a result. The game has ended. It's the umpire's decision. So for India, 2 players want to get to personal milestones, and they want England to bowl at them whilst they do that. The game's dead. The game's finished. You can't get a result. There isn't enough time. So the difficulty for me is, if you want a personal milestone, you want us to bowl at you, do you? For you to get your personal milestone.
Do you have a problem with declaration bowling in county cricket to set up a game?
No, not at all. If it sets up the game, I've played in hundreds of those, particularly on uncovered pitches. In a 3-day game where you've got to a stalemate because of the weather, and there'd be a negotiation as to how can we affect the game to try to get a result. And so the captains would have a negotiation to get to that declaration on day 3.
When you were England coach and you've got a player who wasn't named in the first team of the series, who is someone that you think you're going to be possibly building your side around for the next few years, one of anyway, Washington Sundar, he's never hit a test century before. You wouldn't be minded just to keep him out and just let him get that 100?
It's not a question of keeping him out. Who's going to bowl at him?
Well,
he's offered a handshake because he says, the England captain, we cannot get a result from this game. The game is over, therefore. Now he's saying, on the other hand, the opposition, India, but we want these to get 100. Well, who's going to bowl at them? We finished.
The man who took Kane Williamson's wicket in New Zealand, Harry Brook.
I think a handshake, by definition, has to be accepted as well. I think India had 3 reasons to keep going. One was the personal milestones. Washington Sundar, he's got a 96 not out, an 85 not out. He is this kid who imagine it's the other way around. Imagine Ben Stokes is in the changing room, Jacob Bethel's out there. He's on 85, he's batted all day to save a test match and the series for his country. We go, in you come, mate. Thanks very much, but I don't have you all moment. There's also the tactical element of the oval starts in about 20 minutes. England, the last place they want to be is out there. They're annoyed, they're angry. They've spent 2 days bowling at these lads when they thought the game was done and dusted at 0 for 2. Of course, they're going to be like kind of chip on their shoulder, irritated to still be there. So wind them up a little bit further. And third and foremost, sorry, that's 2 in 1. You wind them up further mentally and you also just put more miles on their legs just for the sake of it. I think I was surprised also that England and Stokes in particular went to shake hands at the first possible opportunity, because I followed this team. I love this England team. There's no point in me being like journalistically neutral here. I want them to win. I want them to do well. But I've spent the last 2 and a bit years listening and following Ben Stokes and this whole mantra of we can do anything. Nothing's impossible. 600, we'll chase it. And then at the first possible moment when they could shake hands, they went, yeah, that's too much. That's 1 bridge too far. And so I thought maybe just out of like boneheadedness, Stokes might have like kept going, bowled Dawson and Root for another couple of overs and gone, you never know, he might have taken 6 wickets in 2 overs and chased 80 in the last 6. And so just from like a kind of fan perspective, I was sad that the great, like, maybe I've just found
accepted the draw.
Yeah, maybe I've just found out like dad's not perfect, basically. And he kind of shook hands and offered the draw. And I was like, no, like I wanted you to go to the very, very bitter end.
Is not a handshake at that time also well played, well done? We can't get through to you. We've ended the game. We've finished. We can't get a result. The handshake is well done.
It's like in chess, isn't it? When they were the teams, you know.
Do you reckon Stokes expected them to say yes? I think he would have gone on because he walks up the wicket with his hand out. We've all known that now in this moment, rather than a quiet word to Jadeja, like, mate, should we call it? He's going to walk down the wicket, hand out. I don't know what Stokes was expecting in that moment.
Do you know?
I'm Jadeja, I'm like...
There's another point to this. I'm just going back to when we would do that sort of thing. before the handshake, you'd actually say to look,
Yeah.
we've had enough, mate. We've done.
Yeah.
And he would have said, well, we want to carry on and we get 100. Well, you got to find somebody to bowl at you then.
I think what happened was he said to Jadeja, we're going to call it. And Jadeja wanted to stay out there, but didn't want to tell him. So Jadeja was like, well, it's not up to me, mate.
Yeah.
You got to ask the captain.
I love Jadeja. I think
So then Stokes, I mean, couldn't shake hands with Jadeja, could he? Because it's not actually up to Jadeja. It's up to Gill, who's up there on the balcony. So then you had this weird situation where Gill was just...
No, that's not right.
Brilliant.
Not saying
that's
anything.
Not right. It's not up to Gill.
Who's it up to?
The two out there in the middle
Is it?
who are the sportsmen of Gill at the
right.
time.
Well, it looked like they were saying...
Oh,
well,
that's exactly what they
yeah,
said,
we don't. Is that... I can't hear you, Ben. I can't hear you. I mean, I think it's up to him up there.
No,
Gill's not
they're
doing
its
anything.
representatives on the field of play.
So then Stokes looks up at the balcony. You can see him looking up at the balcony. And that's where he started to get a bit annoyed with it all. Did you not think that actually... So part of me was thinking what was going to happen next was they would both reach their hundreds and then they'd want to shake hands. And then Stokes went, no, we're going to bowl on, mate. We were like, oh, we're going to get the last train out, mate.
So getting back to my first point, there should be a moment when the umpire say, that's it. There's a facility within the regulations that you can call the game at that time. Therefore, you can't get a result. You can't get a result. We've been out here long enough, boys. That's it. We're going. Take the bails off.
How can the umpires... What happens if the umpire said, lads, we're done? And then...
Yeah.
No, there's still 6 balls to go.
Yeah.
We want to take a note. We want to do it.
They know that you can't get a result. There's no result in this game possible. There isn't a result. It's a draw. Let's go.
Where does all of this fit with England being the moral arbiters of what is Test cricket these days? Because I think the crown slipped a little bit here. They got a little bit chirpy, a little bit ungracious, would you say? I mean, these two batters have batted for like 2 sessions.
Yeah.
Okay, they won a couple of freebie runs, but at the end of the day, they're still putting a lot of hard work.
Who do you want the ball? Who would you want to bowl at them?
Well, I wanted to see Ben Duckett bowl leg spin.
Yeah. England have got themselves in a bit of a pickle this year because they started the year by going, we appreciate we need to be more humble. Like, we've said some things in the media, we stepped out of line, we're just going to tone it down a little bit. Then, over the Lord's Test, they're like, we've actually been too nice recently, so we're not going to be the nice guys anymore. And then they've hired this All Blacks coach who has the famous policy about no X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
And so they're trying to be humble whilst not being the nice guys, but being not a X, Y, Z. And it's just all kind of like hypocrisy.
A bit confused.
Hypocrisy is a human right. We're all hypocrites. But when you have such a kind of puritanical, devout way of thinking, you present how you want to play the game. Stokes is this leader, and he's gone, this is how we're going to do it. We're going to set it out. We're going to change Test cricket. This is us. You hope in the moments where it's stress tested and you don't do draws, you don't extend your hand first, and you don't then mock the bloke who's outplayed you to save their match. But Harry Brook's a part-time seamer, and he bowled unemployed off-spin, basically. It was rubbish. And who's taking the mickey out of the game then? Brook, who's bowling 65 mile an hour.
The game's dead. You can't get a result in the game.
It wasn't dead for Washington or Jadeja.
Who do you want to bowl? They bowled for 2 days trying to get India out. The facility in the game is that you can finish the game. Now, he should have said, we've finished. The umpire should have just looked, yes, we can't get a result. You can't say that India, we want to stay out because we think we can get a result. There's nothing in there about personal milestones.
But there is a game within the game, though. The point about...
Who's going to bowl?
Yeah, but that's the point, though, isn't it?
Because you want us to bowl at you whilst you get 100. Whilst we've been at it for 2 days.
Yeah.
Really?
Because there's another test in 20 minutes.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So that's another reel to say, well, we'll keep you out here and you'll keep your bowling and we'll fatigue you a little bit more.
Yeah.
Umpire you cannot get a result. There's a facility that says the game can end. End the game.
Okay,
You're not saying, it could have got 100. Christ.
So you're go back to your days as England coach, and what Cameron said. You got Jacob Bethel out there. He's never hit a test. Never hit a first-class century.
Bothered me one hoot.
You will call them in.
Yeah, I know that I've played thousands of games. You shake hands. It's there. The game's finished. You cannot get a result. Shake hands. He's 80, the bloke. He's another 20 to get.
Did India contravene the spirit of cricket?
No. Listen. Spirit of cricket.
Did England contravene the spirit? Did either team? Was the spirit of cricket contravened by either side?
Don't make me laugh. Spirit.
Making myself laugh.
They do that at the MCC, don't they? Have some geezer come along or some lady come along and do a lecture on it when they're all cheating each other. Spirit of cricket. Don't make me laugh.